Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Guys, this video is powered by BetUS. If you guys are looking for a sports book this season, look no further than BetUS. They have some great things for you guys. They have great live wagering, multiple different sports and areas of stuff that you guys can bet on. A lot of great things at BetUS, so be sure to check them out today. Wanted to react to the Colts versus the Titans in a 38-30 shootout between the two teams. It was definitely a crazy game. The Indianapolis Colts were in total control of this game to start. And then as the game went on, particularly in the late third and fourth quarter, the Indianapolis Colts gave up that big lead and were able to barely squeak it out against the Tennessee Titans. The Colts originally were at a 38-7 lead based off of the running ability of Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson. But the Colts, they started playing prevent defense at the very end and weren't able to hold the Titans off for very long and allowed the game to get very close. Let's starting it off with this. Anthony Richardson only having to throw 11 passes today. That was the kind of day that the Indianapolis Colts had at running the football. 7 of 11, 131 yards, 1 touchdown to 1 interception. Sacked once, had a QB rating of a 97.2. Still a lot of things to work on for Anthony Richardson, but certainly far from a terrible game. Like I said, didn't have to really do a whole lot passing the football. So it was kind of nice to just be able to watch a ground and pound type of game. The Indianapolis Colts, that's what they did today. Franchise record, 335 yards rushing amongst all of the rushers today. Jonathan Taylor had 29 carries for 218 yards, averaging 7.5 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns, had 2 runs of over 65 yards for touchdowns in this game. Jonathan Taylor, another game where you can put it up there with some of the best ones he's had, and you can say that might be one of the best performances we have ever seen. Anthony Richardson also having 9 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown today. Had a 30-yard run early in the game as well that really helped the Colts out. Trey Sermon, 8 carries for 25 yards, and Tyler Goodson, 4 carries for 22 yards. Ultimately, again, putting the Colts at 335 yards total. So it was a phenomenal day. Great job by the Indianapolis Colts offensive line, who is finally back to almost full strength. The right tackle position, Matt Gonsalves, the rookie out there right now, and Mark Lewinsky, who hasn't been with the Colts for a while, but is a seasoned veteran. But you're finally getting the majority of your guys back. And the Indianapolis Colts were finally able to get some kind of offensive rhythm going with their offense with running the football, because now their offensive line is a lot healthier than what it was earlier in the year. And this is definitely helping them to be able to get moving a lot better. Made it a lot easier. You didn't have to throw the football at all today. You just really just ran the ball through the whole thing. There was at one point, I think in the second quarter, where the Indianapolis Colts ran the football 12 straight times and were able to score 2 touchdowns off of those. So goes to show you again just how good the Indianapolis Colts run team was during this game against the Tennessee Titans, who have some really good guys up front. So it is what it is there. Like I said, 7 of 11 today for Anthony Richardson. So outside of Adonai Mitchell, who had 1 catch today for 36 yards, and Josh Downs, who had 3 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. Great performance by Josh Downs again. Outside of that, there's really not a whole lot more to really discuss when it comes to the offense for the Indianapolis Colts. Defensive-wise, it was definitely a tale of two halves. The Indianapolis Colts, they gave up that big touchdown to Calvin Ridley in the second drive. Then the Colts proceeded to score 38 unanswered points. So it was a fantastic effort by the offense and the defense to put the Colts in a great position to just blow out the Tennessee Titans. And then proceeding late in the third quarter through the entire fourth quarter, the Tennessee Titans scored 23 unanswered points and brought it back to within one score. Thankfully, the Indianapolis Colts offense was able to get a couple first downs at the very end of the fourth quarter to run out whatever clock was left, giving Tennessee only one play to score a touchdown from their own 11-yard line. So it was definitely a shocker. I'm upset that the Colts were unable to keep it from being close. Because had the Indianapolis Colts offense not gotten the first down on that last drive of the game, they would have given Tennessee the ball with, just under 2 minutes left. And, they would have had maybe a timeout left, maybe. And they would have ended up having a situation where, they would have had the ball probably at the 20. And with the way the Colts defense is playing in the second half, that might have spelled trouble for the Indianapolis Colts. And especially since really for the passing game, Calvin Ridley outside of, Calvin Ridley had a couple big catches today. Chig ended up having 9 catches for 81 yards, so he was their leading receiver today. The Colts defense did a really great job at stopping the run. And they were in Mason Rudolph's face very early. Did force 3 interceptions from him today, but at the same time, it also wasn't very pretty very early. Like in the first couple possessions, Mason Rudolph was picking us apart. Then after those 2 possessions, he started tampering off. But, again, it's hard for this Colts team to play complementary football right now. I don't understand it. That first half and even the first part of the third quarter was some of the most complimentary football that you will ever see. You scored 38 unanswered points from the end of the first quarter to midway through the third quarter. And yet somehow, some way, you ended up having this game come down to one score. This team finds ways to stress you out when it comes to games like this. Only the Colts could do something like this week in and week out. And it stresses me out, man. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Shout out to BetUS again for empowering this episode. Let me know what you guys think of this game. Thank you so much. And as always, go Colts.